Okay.
You must be the ones tasked by the Academia with renovating Aru.
That's right. Good afternoon. I'm Kaveh, and these two are Termezi and Naisaburi. Hey, I'll hate them. Come and introduce yourself.
We've met before. This is Thoth, the Ibis King, and everyone knows these two. Afternoon, gentlemen.
I've only ever seen these two in murals.
Ah, the paintings in the temple. They show us chatting, playing cards, playing chess. Precisely the activities we most enjoy, funnily enough.
No, only you enjoy playing chess. We were just humoring you.
I wouldn't go that far.
Back to the matter at hand. A preliminary assessment by the Academia indicates that this project requires expertise in various disciplines, including the deciphering of ancient texts, mechanical engineering, the restoration of ancient ruins, and elemental theory. The most capable minds in their respective fields are here before you. If there are no objections, we'd...
The artisans who built Aru for Al-Ahmar gave their very lives to create...
I didn't know that. We'll do our best, of course, but we certainly won't be sacrificing our lives.
Such brazen words. Humans these days are a far cry from their ancestors. What little respect you show...
No, that's not what he meant. Please, don't mind him. He shares your sentiments, just not your, penchant for hyperbole. Assuming that's what you were going for?
I just think it's important to manage
Forgive my lack of courtesy, but we simply can't sacrifice our lives to the gods on completion of the project like people in the legends of old. Here's a first draft of the project proposal for your perusal. Please let us know if you have any requests. Normally, I'd have made it look a lot more visually appealing, but we were really pressed for time on this occasion.
Naturally.
If my fellow ministers deem this meager display of respect sufficient, I suppose I can...
Why are you so preoccupied with the ostentatious displays of respect to Al-Ahmar? We should be trying to make things easy for them. You never know. We might have to rely on these young people to look after us in our old age.
Exactly.
This is Aru's mainframe. Be reminded to use it with great caution.
We certainly will. Thank you.
You may attempt to lay out punishments should you so desire, though I'm afraid it would be futile. You and I both know that certain components of Aru can only be operated.
King Deshret always believed in humanity. Still, the reason that Aru's modules are designed that way is not so much because he trusted them, but more because he was...
Is that true? No wonder human artisans helped to build Aru then. He actually required human assistance to create his...
Naturally.
Have you noticed that the Goat King keeps giving superficial responses? It's like he's just going through the motions and leaving the real debate to his colleagues.
He understands the art of perfunctory speech. That's what earned him his position as the Minister of Ministers. It seems the rumors about King Deshret being a poor judge of character are baseless after all.
Excuse me for being blunt, but it sounds suspiciously like you're putting yourself on a pedestal and mocking me.
You're mistaken. And while there's nothing strictly wrong with making every conversation about yourself, it's not exactly a positive tendency either.
You? Whatever. I knew it'd be like this working with you. All right, let me past. I need to look at this console.
It's your job to activate it after all. Everyone, please proceed with the external checks.
Hello there, youngsters.
Whoa, the Ibis King.
What do you mean, came to life? I've been alive the whole time.
You did say we could start our research, right? Are you having some...
I've reviewed the proposal. The work you're planning to carry out on this grand device is ambitious in its scope. You have ample confidence.
I wouldn't say I'm feeling hugely confident, but given how bad things are, I'd rather...
You are the top scholars of your day. I trust you are aware that there are countless links between Aru and the Akasha.
Aru and the Akasha?
I thought the Akasha was the Academia's greatest technological accomplishment, created years ago by the Dendro Archon to help her.
And you too? Do you?
You've read the instruction manual, right?
An instruction manual? The Akasha has an instruction manual? The Dendro Archon is a kind.
It used to sit on a shelf in the corner at the House of Dana. If the manual is to be believed, Aru was in fact the original inspiration for the Akasha system.
What? But there are so few records about Aru anywhere. And practically none of the scientific expeditions into the desert.
Ah, but this is something you could not possibly have known. You may have heard many stories about the desert, but what is the most important aspect of history? Consider this.
I'm from Vahumana. It's, well, veracity.
Precisely. And a large part of veracity is the chronological order in which I may as well tell you. In the beginning, Nabu Malikata, the goddess of flowers, descended upon Sumeru. The glory of the heaven was within her. She brought life. Then she created the Jinn, enlightened them, and ordered them to serve her. 2 other gods also walked upon this land where wisdom flowed in abundance. It was the first and greatest alliance. We should speak with reverence of this covenant between the 3, which transcended all the great changes in Sumeru's history began with the goddess of flowers. For King Deshret's sake, she pried into the secrets of Celestia, and for this was burned to ashes by the... So grieved was King Deshret by her passing that he lost all interest in state affairs and devoted himself instead to the knowledge that she had brought back. It was after learning of the technology from that floating island in the sky that he first conceived of Aru. And so, the Akasha was inspired by Aru, while the basis for Aru itself came from Celestia's.
Well, if the 2 share a common technological origin, then connecting one system to the other is an entirely feasible idea.
Unbelievable. Have you no reverence at all for celestial technology?
No, I do, but there's no time for that. The schedule is too tight. Blame it on the...
Perhaps you could try coming up with our cutoff dates.
You know what it's like having to turn around 5 different drafts in one day? I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah, also, Sir Ibis, King, you don't plan on getting directly involved at all, do you?
Yes, well, you strike us more as having come to give a popular sign.
Neither.
Still, if Aru is so powerful, why didn't King Deshret use it for more ambition?
Because it was never fully completed. King Deshret had grand plans, but he perished before they could come to... In the beginning, his wish was to create something that could rival the very world itself. The Lord of Flowers sacrificed what he desired, she bestowed. And thus was knowledge brought into the world. Her courage and sacrifice had to be honored with the most splendid of monuments. And that monument, built from knowledge and technology, etched. At that time, King Deshret said the following to the Lord: "Since we share an eternal covenant, I shall never be your enemy. Hence, the fruits of wisdom from the heaven. Remember, it is not that I lack the power to become the enemy of wisdom. Yet you and she have taught me much and shown me kindness. For this, in the end, Aru was only used to store a portion of the souls. It was but a primitive form of the masterwork the king had envisaged. His final hope for Aru was to return to the past, when she...
So the point you're making is, King Deshret was both powerful and ambitious, and he only ceased his imperious ways out of affection for the goddess of flowers and the Dendro Archon. You could see this as an act of mercy, but you could also see it as the sentiments that lay between these 3 gods placing constraints on him. This was, after all, the foundation of the...
This explains why Aru was both a prison and a monument, and why the answer to the 3 questions was...
You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all manner of misfortune. This is as true for gods as it is for humans. Love is the same. It is both a prison and a monument. All right, let us pause the story here for now. Seeing as you've been so diligent, who's in charge again? Is it?
Ah, yes, me and him.
Now then, close your... Wisdom hides in the space between the tangible and the in. By the power of King Deshret, I shall grant you a glimpse...
Where did this come from?
It looks more like some form of externalized information.
Just as the Akasha allows you to access a greater range of knowledge, the power of our king permits one to perceive ingenuities that do not be... This is no ordinary mechanism. It reflects the internal structure of... Whether you choose to increase or decrease, keep or discard.
Looks mechanical to me. Better let me handle it, just in case.
Turn around.
So that's where the elevator is! Obelisks were used to record important information in the ancient desert civilization. Hey, Al-Haytham, I've sent it to your screen.
Got it. It's a little blurry, but...
Take a look and tell me what it says. Oh, and I'll send any other similar text directly to you.
Let's start with this one. Looks like cultural information from the age of King
If so, I suggest you delete it.
Words thrown together merely for fun. I had no idea.
Well, as long as you're certain that this is strictly private information.
It is unimportant.
All right, well, I guess I'll start. Found some more. Sending them over to you now.
These are all reports about the Gurubad conflict.
Can we delete them?
I'd say so. Most of this information has already been archived anyway.
What if there are details in there that Vahumana missed? What are we supposed to do if they come after us in the...
They'll just have to live with it. If we don't resolve these issues now, there won't even be an academia in the future, let alone a Vahumana Darshan.
Yeah, you're right. There's some other similar monuments nearby. I'll check them out.
Yeah, it's...
Another monument.
Hold on.
You're still reading it?
It records the development and governance of the Oasis civilization. Most of it concerns the Jinn, but it also contains records left by the artisans who built...
Is it important?
Some of it. There was no way for me to read the whole thing in its entirety, so I had to rely on my intuition to pick the parts worth keeping.
What about the artisans' records? What do they mention?
They're speculations, mostly. For instance, they were wondering how to protect themselves if King Deshret decided to silence them after the construction of Aru was...
Sounds like pure mythology to me. Surely that kind of thing didn't really happen.
The records do emphasize that this was merely their conjecture based on various myths. Still, the artisans did leave details of their plans to survive, including blueprints for their escape route.
Even that got recorded? Okay, well, I'll make a copy of this first before I delete it.
Is that truly necessary? You won't be needing those.
No, the blueprints are important. I want to keep them as a memento. I think that should just about do it.
It meets the requirements of the contingency plans, so we should be good.
I gotta say, it's the strangest feeling. It's like drifting between life and death, or in and out of a dream, using my own hands to manipulate illusions that are forever out of reach.
Chasing dreams in the most literal sense. Definitely a novel experience.
What happens if my spirit just floats away?
That won't happen. Anyway, I wouldn't celebrate just yet if I were you.
All right.
Traveler from afar, do you worry for the fate of Sumeru as well?
Whoa! It's so big the...
Greetings, Crocodile King.
Please be at ease. I'm just here.
Sounds like you really care about her.
Yes, although to be exact, it is a mixture of both concern and curiosity.
Speaking of Nahida, Paimon was wondering how she's doing.
Wait a moment.
What is it?
I tried calling out to a pep, but there was no response. This can only mean that she is focusing all her energy on taking care of Lesser Lord.
All the gods who served King Deshret seemed super surprised to hear that a pep agreed to help Nahida. Guessing she made a bad impression on you or something.
Are you aware of the history between her and our king? The story begins a long time ago. Al-Ahmar, that was when our king was at the height of his power. Ibis go to a pep. Al-Ahmar's pride and sense of superiority were nothing but ignorance and hubris. In fact, they fought numerous times, but usually the battle ended in a draw. In the end, King Deshret coveted the power of Celestia, only to end up corrupted by Nod. His final act was to trick the dragon into swallowing him whole, leaving her to bear the torment. The Dendro Dragon stands for the glory of a bygone era. She hated Al-Ahmar and what he represented. All the gods, all the power they wielded. And so, her willingness to help the Dendro Archon through this crisis comes as a great surprise indeed. It makes one wonder whether, perhaps...
Yep, Nahida did her a huge...
So Lesser Lord Kusanali put an end to the Dendro Dragon. As much as she loathes the Seven, a pep knows kindness when she sees it. No wonder she was willing to make an
Yeah, that's the sense we got from dealing with her, too.
She is not incapable of coexisting with other living things. Rather, she actively chooses to avoid coexistence. And this despite the fact that she symbolizes life itself. All of this being said, I wouldn't expect too much from her if I were you. Nothing will change her.
We'll keep that in... Anyway, how much longer do you think Nahida needs to stay with the pep? For all we know, the Fatui might still be in the desert. Just to be on the safe side, why don't we grab anyone who isn't busy right now and go... I'm alright, Paimon. Huh? Was that Nahida's voice?
It seems the treatment was...
Since when do my deeds require your evaluation?
Ah! Here will do just fine.
I had no intention of taking you any further. One ought not expect greater generosity than they have earned.
You always hide your kindness away like an oasis within a sandstorm. Only those who make it through the swirling winds can know just how beautiful that oasis is. And how much hope...
You dare appraise my being?
No. I'm expressing my gratitude. I wanted...
Awake already. You are more resilient.
Pep, I feel much better.
Gods and their gratitude mean little to me. I would rather you give me your assurance that the situation with Irminsul and if I suffer any ill effects from the ley lines, you, as the god of this land...
I understand what you require. But I would assume this task even if you did not demand. Sumeru is my responsibility.
A farcical notion. God of Sumeru, I hope you realize how...
And yet, maybe it is precisely what defines me. A god of wisdom is...
Then hold steady.
Well, I'll be. Is that a pep? Do my eyes deceive me? Of all places, the Dendro...
I see that after all this time, El Ahmar's menagerie of ministers...
It's a pleasure, Dendro Dragon. Had you arrived but a little sooner, you might have attended a meeting of the Seven Pillars.
What a nauseating thought. You are not the first insects I have had the displeasure of dealing with today. A swarm of them tugged on my tail on my way over. Goodness knows what hovels...
What did you do with them?
I cast them away. What would you have me do? Keep them... Boer, this is where we shall part ways.
Then I wish you peace as you return to your dwelling.
It matters not to me. Simply refrain from...
A force to be reckoned with. At times like this, I feel glad that she has no interest in any of this.
Hold on, just hold on, okay? We're almost there. We made it. Huh? Wait, that voice! It's...
Surush and Arnara.
Uh-oh, I'm gonna fall. Well, that's a relief. A pair of safe hands indeed.
The Dendro Archon's familiars. They are the last thing I expected to see here.
Huh? Wait, what are the Aranara doing here? Don't you guys hate the desert? Obviously I was worried about the Dendro Archon. I've been supporting them with my Pari powers the whole way here. Oh, you seem pretty nervous. Is it because there are too many people around? Not just people. It's all these non-human beings, too. I can't believe you made such a long and dangerous journey just... I'll have to ask everyone to wait while I help our new arrival settle in. Once I'm done, I'll gather everyone to discuss our traveler, Paimon. Awesome! Well, first I have some questions. Okay, I think that covers everything.
That's funny. If anything. Just look at Surush. Slow. Okay.
Hello, everyone. It's only us. It must be very tough for you coming all the... Everyone's here. Good. Are you okay? You look like you were about to pass out. Then you're forgetting who I am. Red flag. Oh, excuse me. Are you comparing me to Paimon? I suppose everyone is gathered here because of me. As we can see, I can't thank you enough. Right now, we're focused on restructuring Aru, processing X. I can help too. Just let me know. Up to no good. That traveler, Paimon. I have other work to attend to. No problem. Thank you. There's one other thing. If you are to work alongside the people of Sumeru, you will need to make yourselves visible to them. There's nothing to fear. No one here will
شب
hurt you.
بخیر.
But if you do feel afraid, don't worry. Just call my name and I'll... Very well. Now. Do not fear. We will face it together. Everyone's here.
Dendro Archon. Are you recovering all right?
I'm doing very well. I see. Using the power of Aru to... It's a sound plan. I regret to be the bearer of bad news. But with the state that Irminsul is currently in, it's impossible to access via traditional means. Even the Akasha won't...
Alas, we had feared this may be the case.
And what about non-traditional means?
Non-traditional?
Are you saying...
Desperate times call for new measures.
Ah, it's you. The Aranara have good intuition when it comes to people. In other words, there may well...
Given everything that's going on, I'd be more surprised if there wasn't.
Miss Nefer, as a professional
Not one that I'm willing to volunteer.
Let's say I'll treat this as a pilot project aimed at expanding your intelligence operations. Whatever business you're in, an avenue to demonstrate your ability.
I like the sound of that. Glad we're on...
Given that you rarely set foot in Sumeru, practically no one at Caravan Rebot knows who you are.
I take it you've read the files on everyone in the area?
Yes. I also...
Any initial suspect?
Limiting the scopes to males whose recent activity could be viewed as suspicious. The Aranara saw 2 people talking, but currently we only have 1 suspect. The other person was probably just a messenger, and in all likelihood has already left Caravan Rebot.
Everyone is heading for the desert per the evacuation order. Anyone willing to turn back at this stage is almost certainly with the...
There's no way it was a spur-of-the-moment decision to act at a time like that. We need to smoke him out from wherever he's...
Sounds like you have the beginnings. I see. You're suspicious.
So far, we still lack solid evidence.
Then let's get closer to him to confirm before we make our move. I can handle it.
And you're certain you've never encountered this person in Nod-Krai?
I'm certain. Besides, it's extremely rare for me to have had any direct contact with Sumeru mercenaries besides Jet. There's no way he could have seen my face before. Sino, stay out of sight and wait for my signal.
Understood.
Excellent. Well... Darker skin, scars, nothing unusual about how he dresses or acts. A coin. Interesting. Could that be how his contact paid him? Conveniently discreet for someone trying to hide any unexplained income. And sorry to bother you. Has everyone here already left?
Ma'am, what are you doing in Caravan Rebat all by yourself? The main group evacuated some time ago.
My friend and I lost some of our cargo along the way. I didn't want to miss out on potential business, so I told her to go on ahead and meet the client while I retraced our steps. I didn't think it would be so late by the time I... And then there was a terrible sandstorm. I guess I must have taken a wrong turn, because I didn't see any large groups on my way.
Forgive me for asking, but just to be on the safe side, could you describe this friend?
Sure. She has blonde hair, and she was wearing a hat and a white dress. You'd definitely know if you...
Yes, I think that does ring a bell. Ah, my apologies. During this exceptional time, the Corps of 30 are under orders to be extra cautious when...
I understand. Well, sir, is there anything else you need to know?
Hey, wait! They left a good while ago now. You'll never catch up with them on your own. Why don't I give you a ride? I'm here to collect the last few people anyway.
That would be amazing.
Hey, let's not worry about the money for now.
All right, thanks.
No need for that.
Okay. Well...
You're not wrong there. I mean, what kind of cargo is so important that it's worth risking your life to get back? I hope for your sake that it's priceless.
I suppose I can tell you, since you've been such a big help. But
oh, really?
We're in the antiques business. You understand? Some of our goods aren't acquired through the most legitimate means. We have to be very discreet when we're...
Ah, no wonder. Well, ma'am, in that case, it turns out that maybe there is something you could do for me.
I'm all ears. But to be clear, our commission isn't cheap. Think carefully.
I'm sure that won't be a problem. My issue is, I have something that's a little difficult to sell.
Pure gold. That's quite something. How'd you come across it? Dig it out of some...
If you look hard enough, there are many treasures to be found in the Mausoleum of King...
It has no distinct Snezhnayan markings. That'll be why he's going with that story. And he clearly doesn't want to arouse suspicion, so he's on the lookout for an opportunity to make a... Surely you have an existing business partner. Won't they take it off your hands? I hope I won't be attracting the wrath of my competitors by helping you...
The shop I used to work with is having cash flow issues at the moment after losing some money. I'm under enough pressure as it is without having to deal with them. On the off chance anything went wrong, I'd never get my money back.
I understand. Gold is the last thing that traders with cash flow problems want to see. Well, in that case, I think we can work some...
As it happens, I'm just about done packing.
Sure. Let's...
This evacuation was a huge operation. They needed a few people to stay behind and tie up loose ends. And I ended up being one of them. You're lucky you ran into us in time.
I certainly am.
Hands where I can see them.
General Mahamudra! No, wait! What?
This is the coin? Good. Sadly, you won't have the chance to spend it.
Nicely done. Looks like Sumeru's Matra are a well-oiled machine now.
Unmarked gold coins are quite difficult to trace. Thanks to you, we have secured the evidence. Here's what's gonna happen. Southeast from here, leeward side of the hill. That's where he's meeting his contact.
Great work. Candace tells me your interrogation skill.
Hers are quickly catching up. Looks like it's over to you for the next step.
Because I'm quickest on my feet?
Because you know how to trail a target. Plus, it'll be easier to monitor their activity from the air.
Fine. I'll be...
One more thing. The Traveler just brought a message from the Dendro Archon. Once you're done with this, we're to meet up at the Mausoleum of...
Got it. We'll do...
Are you sure you'll be okay?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe you should come with me.
Okay. Then Paimon's...
Really? You do know this is a stealth operation, right? Meaning, you have to be quiet?
Paimon, are you...
Well, Paimon at least wants to give it a shot. Besides, being the best guide into that...
Fine. Join me if you want. But be warned. If anything goes...
No need! Paimon will be super...
Good. Then what are we waiting for?
Coming!
The wind rises. We're here. Now we wait.
Okay, yeah.
What's on your mind, Paimon?
Huh? Oh.
I thought all you cared about besides being a guide was food and sleep.
What's that supposed to mean? Paimon's been on plenty of
But never on your own. You hardly ever leave. Just saying. I'm kind of at loose ends right now. So if you did want to share, I suppose I'd have to listen. If not, suit yourself.
That guy? Do you...
What? Where's that coming?
When we were in Nod-Krai, Paimon suddenly realized something. Even though Paimon's with a Traveler every single day, whenever we face real, Paimon doesn't get like this very often. She just got really scared when the Traveler got kidnapped that time. What if he never came back? And the more Paimon thought about it, the more useless she felt. But Paimon doesn't want to be a burden. Does that make any sense? You know, that feeling of just...
You asked the right person. Boy, do I know that feel.
Oh.
I'm not gonna try and encourage you. What I will say is this. When you start doubting yourself, you have two choices. You have to make the decision to move forward. Otherwise, so ask yourself, what do you want? To get stronger? To learn more? Something's not right. Paimon, is it just me?
Should Paimon take a...
We'll give it another hour. If nothing happens...
Okay. How strange. We've been here... What is it? Did you think of something?
Something feels off about this whole situation. We know for sure that the guy Sinocot had something set up. Yet somehow his contact is a no-show. So, either the handler got caught, or, more likely, they decided to...
How would they know to do that?
That's the problem. They couldn't possibly know what's happening here. This feels all too...
A traitor.
A formal meeting. I'd still like to start by...
Shesipank and Bennu are currently assisting the scholars with the maintenance of Aru. As for Hermanubis, may he rest in peace.
There have been times when I imagined what it might be like to meet you all. That time has taken many things away, but that which remains is all the more...
I must say, there is one thing that rather you appear to be in good spirits, Lesser Lord Kusanali. But even so, I can sense that the life force given to you by the Dendral Dragon has far from fully resolved the problem of your...
Oh no! So even up... Don't worry, Paimon. It worked. The issue is how closely I'm tied to Irminsul. Until the problem with it is resolved, Sumeru has undergone tremendous changes during your absence.
Regrettably, this is true.
I too have grown weaker due to the effects of Irminsul. Right now, we're all in quite a sorry state.
Then what do you suggest?
We take all the help we can get. Sumeru is our shared home. You and I...
Though Al-Ahmar is no longer with us, the alliance between the three gods remains in force. Regardless, as subjects of our king, we have a responsibility. Not to mention that it was the people of Sumeru who released us.
You really know how to give a rousing speech.
Now then, let us learn more about your...
The brightest minds of the Sumeru Academia are busy opening and renovating Aru. They claim it has something to do with...
Correct. Irminsul has existed in Teyvat since the very beginning. But during the Age of the Dragons, it did not possess the significance. After the heavenly principles arrived, the power of the Light Realm was divided into elemental energy, and Irminsul was refashioned as a device that records and preserves. Since then, everything in this world has been inextricable. As the Dendro Archon, I have a duty to protect Irminsul. To Sumeru, it is both a national treasure and undeniably a mate. Teyvat has seen many upheavals in the last few years. The most recent of these was a major crisis in Nod-Krai, which I made sure to monitor all the pathways through which an outsider could potentially transmit themselves into Irminsul. But despite, I still believe that someone has actively invaded Irminsul. But rather than taking any of the pathways I referred to, the intruder chose instead to utilize the most direct route. And the only one that cannot be protected by entering Irminsul through death.
I see what you mean. You cannot simply stop all deceased souls from returning to the ley lines because of a potential invasion that could occur at any time.
That's right. As important as it is...
Please, understand how difficult this...
Defense has never been an...
After Irminsul was invaded, my authority was quickly restricted. Soon after that...
I'm sure you feel responsible, but you are not to blame.
But the people of Sumeru should not have to...
And this is why...
Yes. The only thing in Sumeru capable of rivaling Irminsul in terms of overall function and performance is all I managed to do before falling into a coma was make some minor adjustments to Irminsul. Using Aru is a last resort, and a move that the scholar's initial plan. Unfortunately, Irminsul has suffered far greater damage than they first thought, rendering that to rise to the challenge, we had to resort to more extreme and far costlier means. To reclaim Irminsul, our brightest scholars have made further modifications to Aru with multiple goals in mind. I thank you all for...
Human wisdom has clearly improved over the millennia. You have not only our support, but that of the Jinn, the Aranara, and the Pari.
Together, we will do everything in our...
By the way, when you spoke earlier of an intruder, it almost sounded as if you knew who you would...
Well...
Just started, dude. Okay, 2 hours from now. That sucks.
Master Tainari!
Is this... How did this happen?
Luckily, we managed to evacuate.
What in the world was that?
Oh my. I understand now, Dendro.
Not once over the millennia has Irminsul been so terrible.
Please continue, Dendro Archon.
Irminsul's root system is what comprises the ley lines. In the past, it has become a tree of unbridled greed. A clear...
Blasphemy. From where I stand, an experiment in the name... But, if we are to honor Dottores' will...
The birth of this tree proves to me beyond doubt that this... But to explain the situation in full...
Zandik. So it was him. I saw him in the desert once. A man of supreme arrogance.
But didn't Dottori die in Nod-Krai? How is he still able to do... He must still have loyal followers amongst the Fatui. Even so, I'm still unclear as to how he has been able to wield such a profound influence over Irminsul.
I can confirm that Fatui forces have arrived in Sumeru City. Furthermore, Irminsul seems to be undergoing some kind of mutation. Evil branches are beginning to grow. Things that do not belong to... Sorry. I couldn't think of any other word to describe it. They don't seem to be fully formed physical entities yet, after all. But they are...
A baleful tree climbing up into the...
Speaking of Dottore, I have some information on that front. I didn't think it was wise to state this out in the open. But my theory is, the mole wasn't cut off after he was caught. They wrote him off.
You mean, the Fatui never intended to follow through with him? Then why plant him?
It's hardly a conventional strategy. And the rationale behind it is... But as it happens, I know someone who works exactly this way. And when it comes down to it, his goals are very simple. He just wants to confuse people. He's been a collaborator of Dottore's from the outset. That fact alone confirms that Dottore is involved with the...
There is still much to be done. Everyone.
As per the discussions, the following groups must... Mr. Alhaitham and Mr. Kave, the next phase of the Aru renovation project must begin.
We'll give it everything we've got.
The plan looks feasible, but the implementation will require certain resources.
General Mahamatrasaino and his team will help to procure the materials required.
No problem. I've already spoken with Sethos and Hat Guy, and they've agreed.
This kind of thing is best left to the fleet-footed, right? Hat.
If it's efficiency you're after, we're the right people for the job.
Following up on the elemental energy amplifier we discussed, Ms. Dory, I assume you're the one most familiar with the status of this project.
Yep, that's right. Leave it to Lord...
Got it. Well, I'd like Madame Farazan, Kale, and Nicole to support Dory on the technical side.
You can count on us. Will do.
Rest assured, I'll take...
Dia, Candace, and Nefer, you'll be in charge of negotiating between the various parties. I trust you remember our goal.
You bet.
Good. I believe that covers everything.
Poor Tainari. Must be tough being Nephis' student.
Hey, don't try and drive a wedge between us, you old rat.
All it says to me is that Master Nephis has faith in everyone's abilities. While I'm nominally here as backup, I doubt there will be many situations where my help is needed.
Exactly.
Finally, Traveler, you and I will head to the border between Sumeru and Natlan. Once that task is complete, I'll be asking some of you to accompany me to the Eternal Oasis? I thought that was just a legend.
Regarding your trip to Natlan, under normal circumstances, a meeting between our two nations would be a far more formal affair. Unfortunately, Sumeru is all... So regretfully, we won't be able to give the Pyro Archon Mawika the grand reception that she deserves.
No point putting too much pressure on yourself.
Right.
Don't worry about me. Plus, we'll be there every step of the way. Yes. I believe in my... well...
To what extent we can implement the final plan depends on how successfully the Akasha can be modified and configured. And to make sure the configuration works, Aru will also need some further optimization.
Yeah, no surprises there.
Once we roll this out, any Sumeru citizens who already have Akasha terminals can simply continue to use their existing device. This still leaves us with a significant equipment shortage, though. Many groups of people were never issued Akasha terminals, including...
We'll need a supply of rare materials for the renovation of Aru and the production of new terminals. Right now, the best place to source these locally is from the primal constructs within King Deshret's. Time is not on our side here. It's gonna be a...
The Aru merge and renovation project will have to be carried out by you two. Everything's riding on this. As discussed, General Mahamatra Sino and Mr. Hat Guy will source the required material. Mr. Sethos is quite familiar with the layout of King Deshret's mausoleum.
I have every confidence. In the meantime, we may as well take a breather.
Makes sense. There's not much we can do until the material...
Get in formation and stay close.
What is this, boot camp? Knock it off.
It's just Sino being Sino. You know what he's like.
Everyone clear on our mission objective. Look at the excess...
And King Deshret's 7 pillars agreed to it?
If they're just sitting there doing nothing, we might as well put them to use. Thought...
Fury.
Give me some space.
Futile! Your sins weigh upon your soul!
Guilty! A sage's wisdom!
Unsightly insects. The wind rises. Squall Fury.
Excuse me?
Surrender! You're dead!
Give me some space.
The wind rises. Wretched vermin!
Move to Al-Akbar! Nowhere to run!
Through me, justice is served!
You stand condemned! Your penance is due! Way ahead of you!
Squall Fury!
Know your place!
These devices should still be usable even though they're broken down. Let's take them back for the others to review.
Too slow. Quit following me. Too slow. The wind rises.
Into space. The sage's wisdom. Behold. Unsightly insects. Way ahead of you. Surrender. Your sins weigh upon your soul. Guilty. I'm used to it. You stand condemned. Guilty.
How many do we need again?
Enough to make an Akasha terminal for everyone who doesn't own one.
I remember you telling me how revolutionary these Akasha terminals were. You've used one before.
The Academia declared the Akasha to be the most powerful and comprehensive wisdom
Certainly sounds impressive.
Neither Hat Guy nor I have ever had an Akasha terminal.
Well, if it all goes to plan, that's about to change.
Oh, goody! Thank you so much for handling the delivery. What a long way it was. You've really outdone yourselves. I'm well aware what a bumpy, dangerous journey it must have been.
Oh, trust me. I'm patting myself on the back for my assembly work here. Simply flawless. But will you really be needing all of this?
According to our plan, yes, this is the quantity required. I have no complaints about the quality either. Only the...
I heard you covered a lot of the funding out of your own pocket.
Oh, that's an exaggeration. The Academia provided most of the funds. I just offered... Of course, the real tragedy is how little profit I'm making on this. You know, it's a serious crisis when you can't even make money out of it.
It's really quite a beautiful design. And I'm intrigued by how such a diminutive device is able to...
Did you attend the lecture on Light Realm Energy, Madame Farzan? I don't believe I saw you there.
Of course I attended. I was just a little late, so I had to listen to the whole thing from outside the back door. Anyway, I have a perfectly good understanding of Light Realm, Elemental, and Abyssal energy, as well as the relationship between...
Good to know. Master told me in private that the conversion process between Light Realm energy and Elemental energy involves highly classified knowledge that shouldn't be disseminated too widely. But even so, the scholars still shared...
Well, you can't enforce a rule that everyone breaks. Is that...
At first, the Dendro Archon was reluctant to explain it in great depth for safety reasons. Later, she came to terms with it, and simply informed my master that we would all have to face the question. To protect someone from such dangers means keeping them in the dark. But for someone to know and embody the wisdom within, they must understand its very essence. It's an information hazard. We're exposed to danger just by knowing the facts. And just like a tricky problem. But today, this big problem has been broken down into many smaller, more trivial...
What do you mean?
I get it. For instance, you and I share secret knowledge, while she and I take on the risks of life, death, and fate. Something like that?
Hey, what? That is not what I call a trivial problem.
Well, as they often say in Bahumana, an event that is monumental to the individual is negligible in the grand scheme of history. Generally, the fate of the individual is an insignificant affair.
Being from Amorta, where the subject of our research tends to be a lot more personal, I have to disagree. It's hard to dismiss the individual as insignificant.
In other words, the big problem of survival has been broken down into many small, interconnected factors, and each one...
When the same secret is shared with a group of people, the same fate binds them together. Most people would find this unimaginable. But to us scholars, this is the path that has always beckoned to us.
Sharing knowledge is a good way to fight against fate. I will always believe in that. All right. I think that's...
Thanks a lot.
Okay, the materials are ready. We can proceed with the next... Al-Haytham, how are you getting along?
Most of the information in Aru is written in ancient desert scripts. Some of this is written in a tribal language, while other parts seem to be a variant of an Oasis script, based on the glyph forms.
Oh. Not lost to history, I hope.
Some are. All we can do is infer the meaning based on the rules of related languages. Although, this section actually fills in some of the missing historical record. I'm transcribing it so we can bring it back to the academia.
After Aru started up, 2 more lines of text appeared here. Can you read them?
Humans may not read what is written by the gods, except by not reading. Victory should not be easy to attain, for it symbolizes divine wisdom. Knowledge must not waver, for it has...
Is this a clue to solving a puzzle? Or is it you can't read it unless you don't read it? Victory is wisdom. Knowledge is confined... Wait, I think I've got it. It's a metaphor, isn't it?
A chessboard.
You were right. The youth of today are skilled at solving riddles.
Have the secrets buried in the desert not been unearthed over the years all the same? Since Aru is a place reachable through wisdom, this day was bound to come sooner.
Oh, I've always been against overly cryptic sentences. Don't you get tired of reading and writing all that?
Ah, it's you 3. Just in time. We've been delving deep into Aru, and now this board has appeared.
I've heard this was how you'd while away your free hours. You must be quite the experts by now in that.
It is true. King Deshret's chess games are some of the most well-loved of all his wonderful creations. If you have ever been to Safhe Shatranj, you may well be familiar with the chess pieces you see here.
Is this chessboard supposed to be another visualization of the interior of Aru, then?
Naturally. Visitors, everything is ready. Only by completing the challenge on the board in accordance with the rules will you be permitted.
1 second. It's not
dangerous?
I should be the one to go, then.
Sounds like the self-confidence of our present company has rubbed off on you.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm your upperclassman, and that means I have to look out for you.
I appreciate the sentiment, but a game of chess typically requires 2. Besides, I'm sure they won't let things get out of hand. Keeping things relatively safe is in your best interest too, isn't it?
Fair enough. I mean, you guys are controlling the difficulty, so please don't go too...
Ah, but Bennu said he wanted to put some respect into these whippersnappers.
Thank you. Obviously, we'll still try to be careful. This doesn't seem like ordinary chess. Is the goal to
No, you must enter the board and pass the trials we have placed.
Ready?
Let's do it.
The first trial is posed by me.
I don't think this is gonna stop us.
Ah, but the key to this game lies in working together. Otherwise, you will be deemed to have broken the rules.
Looks like it's up to me. Marak, can you open it?
King Deshret's favorite primal construct. Living on in suitcase form, of all things. Amusing.
Ho-ho! Excellent work. Now is the time for my trial. Now, don't be nervous. I'll make it nice and easy for you.
Really?
Thanks in advance. We appreciate it.
Ibis King, don't you think this all rather inappropriate? You may as well be handing them victory on a silver platter. Do not expect me to follow your lead.
Ha! Suit yourself.
Strange time to catch up on sleep.
I'm not sleeping, I'm thinking!
Ibis King, don't you think this all rather inappropriate? You may as well be handing them victory on a silver platter. Do not expect me to follow your lead.
Ha! Suit yourself.
Strange time to catch up on sleep.
I'm not sleeping, I'm thinking. It's not that simple, you know.
Done.
Finally. But seriously, that was incredible. Standing on the chessboard felt completely different from standing on solid ground. And also... Oh, sorry. I'll save my thoughts for later. Thanks to the three of you for helping us out with this. Is it just me, or were you giving us quite a lot of guidance?
We made but a humble contribution.
You lived up to our expectations. Bravo! Our aid was not given for naught.
In addition to the existing functions, I'd like to ask you for another favor. Since Aru's interference shield can cover the entirety of the mausoleum, it should be possible to extend its range even further. Perhaps you can find a way.
So, building upon the existing functions to... Ah! I'm with you!
Imagine for a moment. What would the ideal outcome look like if this function were compatible with the devices?
I agree. This is the best solution possible. Please, everyone, we beg you to...
Me, oh my! Well, since you ask so very nicely, I suppose... Goti? Kroko? What do you say?
Naturally.
Time to go! Let's go find Nahida! There you are. Miss Nicole truly is an angel. She shows great wisdom in guiding others. She said that while the other members of the Hexen Circle are busy with important work, she is quite free, and she's more than willing to accompany the people of Sumeru for the entire... Oh, yes, Nicole, all right. Always super patient and loves to help everyone out. She's the best. She is. So kind and enthusiastic. Well, time for us to get going.
This should be one of the closest places to Natlan in all of Sumeru. There's the barrier Nicole and Nefer mentioned. It completely cuts this nation, but why? Why separate you from the rest of the world? And if I'm not mistaken, Irminsul was polluted once before.
I'm wondering the same thing myself.
That voice. Mawika! You got...
Hello, traveler. It's been a while.
Hello there.
Hello, Dendro Archon.
Mawika. I apologize for asking you to meet at the border and such. I also apologize for not being able to greet you in person. The form in which you see me now is one carried by the Traveler. Irminsul has been infiltrated by the Doctor. We must be on our guard, as he can spy on information in the world from within the tree. Fortunately, there is no record of the Traveler in Irminsul, and you are still within Natlan's borders.
My records will be preserved in the Night Kingdom, rather than the ley lines. As long as the Night Kingdom remains disconnected from the ley line cycle, the Doctor has no way of knowing my...
Exactly.
So by meeting each other in this way, the meeting essentially never happened. No wonder Paimon didn't come. You were concerned that her activity would be recorded by... The Natlanese have heard about the situation in Sumeru. With the borders sealed off, merchants have been forced to stop their shipments. It's pretty serious, and you're the ones bearing the brunt of it.
I'd like to address the question you raised at the beginning. I can offer a... I don't reach this conclusion gladly, but... Irminsul predates the Heavenly Principles. It existed long, so even when the people of Sumeru became ill because of pollution, it was not a critical issue from the perspective of Irminsul itself. As long as it continues to function normally, but this time, the Doctor's invasion has directly affected the tree. That is what caused the barrier. The Heavenly Principles established a rule that when Irminsul is plunged into grave danger, a portion of power will be reserved to isolate Sumeru. That way, even if Sumeru is destroyed, the outside world at least has some time to catch its...
We'd certainly need it.
The Heavenly Principles created almost everything that exists in Teyvat today. To them, preserving the existence of the world and its inhabitants takes priority over...
Meaning, protecting Sumeru now falls to you.
Yes. My own power may be limited, especially compared to yours. But that doesn't mean that we're just gonna sit around and wait for the end. If necessary, I will use...
Nicole of the Hexen Circle didn't say exactly what this meeting was about. But after hearing everything you've said so far, I think...
That's right. Nahida and I discussed it at length. We both know how presumptuous...
You need the Pyronosis, don't you?
Yes. You guessed originally. I only intended to borrow it, but... the situation is far graver than I foresaw. So instead, what I ask of you is...
Why do you sound so nervous? There's no need to be shy.
Surely a gnosis is pretty important to a god.
I guess, but it's not as if losing it would suddenly render us powerless. But I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. With all the nations you've traveled to, and all the gods you've met, you must have realized that by... As far as I'm concerned, a gnosis is basically an elemental energy enhancer. But I don't usually use it. You know me. I like to think I'm pretty strong without it.
Yeah, not about to dispute that.
So you see, you don't need to sweat it. Here, take the Pyronosis.
Huh?
Uh-huh, just like that. To tell the truth, I've always toyed with the idea of giving it to someone who needs it more than I do. I know you accompanied Nahida here to try and increase the chance of success. It's a good thing you did, because your involvement is one of the main reasons you've managed to persuade me.
Are you sure about this? Handing over your gnosis just because of me?
I won't try to quantify it, but trust me. Handing over the gnosis to Tumaini is far from the craziest idea I could think. Besides, even if you hadn't come here personally, I think I still would have agreed. Irminsul doesn't just affect Sumeru. It impacts all. You don't need to tell me the specifics of your plan. Where the gnosis is involved?
Malika, my heartfelt thanks go to you.
But now for the hard part. How do I...
I have an idea.
Just as I thought.
Incredible.
Just made a lucky guess. This seems to happen quite a lot. Things that apply to everyone else don't seem to apply to me.
Irminsul usually produces effects based on the records it holds. Since the Traveler is a descender, Irminsul contains no records of him, and thus has no way.
Is that right? You catch.
Whoa! Thank you, Mawika. Thank you.
All right. No need to get so formal. It's not. Besides, there's still one problem. You might be able to pass through the barrier, but I don't know about the Gnosis.
I have the Pyronosis in my hand. It feels strangely ordinary. Not particularly heavy. I need to think hard about my memories of Pyro.
The Gnosis disappeared.
I'm fine. The Pyronosis disappeared into my body.
Maybe it resonates with you because you've mastered the power of phlogiston. You might not be recorded in the ley lines, but you're still our Tumini.
Whew.
Please allow me to express my gratitude once again.
Pleasure. Well, I've given you all.
We won't let you down.
Yeah. We aren't about.
Traveler, Paimon. Paimon's a teensy bit nervous, but only a teeny tiny bit. Seems like she's gotten way braver. Of course. After all the adventures you've had with the Traveler.
I'm doing all right. What about you, Nahida? How are you holding up?
With the negative effects of Irminsul, I am a bit like a piece of fruit that's been burrowed into by hungry insects and left to rot. But please don't worry. We all know what we're getting into, and we've prepared as well as we can. I believe in everyone. I believe stoking the fire inside oneself is... I've been quietly learning little things from everyone. Like plucking tough...
Me too. With the constant traveling...
I think there's someone else here who would share that sentiment.
Don't worry about what I think. I was just past...
What are you talking about, hat guy? This is the top floor. No one passes by the...
Says who? You can fly just like I can. I would have thought it makes sense to you of all...
I don't know why, but I feel a little more relaxed now.
It shows that you feel comfortable laying down your burdens in our presence. It means that Sumeru is a place you can trust, where you know we have your back. And we feel exactly the same way around you. That's what it means to be friends.
It's finally done. Ugh, but I have a nagging feeling that there's something I've forgotten. Oh, there you are. Everything wrapped up. Okay, fair enough. That was a pointless question. We were working in tandem, after all.
You must really be exhausted.
Well, it's been a busy day.
When work ends, you clock out. No.
Yeah, we're definitely due a break. Probably a little late to start drinking. Here, this one's for you.
Thanks.
You want a bite to eat? I can grab us something. Or wait, I think there's a stove nearby. Let me take a look.
Are you nervous?
A little, yeah. Unlike you, it seems. How are you not feeling at all nervous?
Because everything that happens next is beyond my individual control. I don't worry about things I cannot...
What do you mean, cannot influence? You're the one who came up with half of the
There's only so much I can do. I was only doing my duty.
Was it like this last time?
You mean with Azar and his accomplices? Yes and no. The situation back then was easier to control, but we weren't as prepared as we are this time.
So the enemy is stronger, but so... I still vividly remember the way you interrogated me in the library after the fact. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
If your memory is so vivid, You might also recall that it was you who came looking for an argument. You're often the one who initiates these things, you know.
I came for a conversation. I didn't know it was gonna turn into an argument. Anyway, at least I showed up this time. So?
What do I think? I think we're certainly better off for it.
It's good having me around to help out, huh?
Absolutely. As a citizen of Sumeru, you displayed a remark.
Certainly feels that way. I just shudder to think how the world would have ended up if we hadn't gotten control of the situation. So, do you think this is what impending The sky is so clear, and there isn't a whiff of decay or destruction in—
Awful things happen all the time. Sometimes what you and I have done is increase our chances of stopping.
Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. Oh, nothing. I hope everything works out.
It will. As long as we stick to the plan.
It's really strange. You're my junior, yet you always seem to act more like an upperclassman than—
I think it's mostly a matter of temperament.
Ugh. Walked right into that one, didn't I?
Oh god, no. Dang it.
Something on your mind, Miss Nefer?
Nothing in particular.
But the future has not yet arrived.
Some people know that there's an impending disaster. People are shaped by their circumstances.
I've always found the perspective.
Even at the height of the crisis in Nod-Krai, people held diverging opinions.
Indeed, regardless of faith, gender.
The world has never been an especially fair place. Yet now, against all if only my father could have—
Era. To me, that term represents a much greater span of time. It can be an
Do angels even feel fear?
Yes, at least I do. I fear the gap that grows wider with each passing day. Time renders all memories insignificant.
You're very human in that regard.
If angels draw too close to humanity, our wings burn away in the bright flame of awareness, and we fall to the earth. After spending so long among humans,
You're more human than some humans are.
I've been talking to Kale a lot in recent days. We seem to be in completely opposite situations. I suppose that makes us good case studies for comparison.
Case studies for who?
Myself, I suppose. After comparing the two of us, I suddenly discovered that I desired more than before. It was a gentle, pleasant sensation. Just as most people pursue glory and miracles, guiding humans to make the miracles in their hearts a reality. It doesn't sound so bad.
We'll make our move after sun.
Good.
As much as possible.
That'll be enough. Don't let the pressure get to you.
Master Tainari! Mr. Saito! So I brought some juice.
I know how easily you get dehydrated in the desert, so you should definitely have some water. In which case, I'll have to...
I gotta ask, though. Who's on juice-making duty at a time like that?
Madame Farazan said she was feeling a little nervous, so I told her about the automatic juicer my friend invented. She took it right off me and started making carton after carton of juice.
A juicer? Did Sucrose send that to you?
Yeah. I hadn't had the chance to try it out before this incident.
The juice is very sweet.
I so too.
Kale, how are you feeling?
Physically, I'm okay. It just still feels strange to me. Why would a great power like this come?
I know the feeling well. That same question ran through my mind every day as a kid.
At least now, you have someone who can relate to you.
All the more reason that you should apply for Spontamod. Tainari fiercely opposes the idea, though.
Those two things are completely unrelated.
What are we all chatting about, Would anyone like any juice? Oh, I had some earlier, ma'am. Maybe. Very well, very well.
There's this enormous power, and then there's little old you.
Yeah.
Kale, just because we normally keep the conversation light doesn't mean we can't discuss deeper issues. I don't think it's childish at all. You were the victim of a terrible crime. It's normal to struggle with the fallout from it. You have absolutely nothing.
My